What up, Wednesday? What it do? St. Louis Organics presents Montez at midday. And I'm your host, Dre Montez. How you guys doing? Or as they say, how you doing? How your mama doing? More importantly, how are you doing? It's Wednesday. Hump day. What day is it? Hump day. What day is it? Hump day. We walling out. This weather, get out and enjoy it. It's fantastic. It's a great day for natural hair people. As we're waiting update on Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen, I think he has I would sit him for 2 weeks if I was the Buffalo Bills because nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. But if it goes down while we're doing the show, I'm going to let you know if he's out or not. But I would sit him for 2 weeks to go and continue on the drive. And we're following the old Bell Beckham Jr. story going to the Cowboys. We'll see what happens with that as well. And we all know what tomorrow's in baseball world. Let's keep our fingers crossed. What we getting for Christmas, Daddy? Cardinal players. LGB, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Every team goes through this. Whether it's in the beginning of the season or before the All-Star break, but every team, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Calm down. Need our hockey players to meet some of our local St. Louis women. Maybe that's the problem. Am I telling women to hook up with hockey players? Yes. Women, do your part. Hook up with a hockey player today. But it's Wednesday, guys, and we're going to high five. We're going to chest bump. We're going to hug it out. I'm going to tell you happy birthday. I'm going to tell you to have a great day and appreciate the details of the day. And more importantly, thank you for tuning in. Well, we didn't win a lottery, did we? Wasn't it fun dreaming? If you would have won, wasn't it fun dreaming? You laying in bed with your dude or your chick, you like, shit, if I'd have won that motherfucking lottery, you tell you what I would have done. You wouldn't have done none of that shit. You wouldn't have done none of it. None of it. For the first time ever, me imagining I would have won that type of money, strippers and drugs did not come up first. The first thing I thought of would be lawyering up. No, I'm going straight to Clayton. I'm getting me 5 lawyers. Why 5, Dre? I have 4 ex-wives. We're going to need backup. And I love the people don't know how to answer a real question. What you done with that money? Well, that money would have changed a lot of lives in my family, Dre. I'm going to ask you one more time. What would you have done if you'd have won that money? The first thing you'd have done. This son bitch going to say, I'd have got all the homeless people and took them shopping. I can't even entertain that at all. There's some shit I'm not even going to entertain. That's the first thing you would have done if you won the lottery. All of you signing an NDA to hang out with this dude. I'm not moving. I'm not buying a big house. I'm buying a 1-level house with 3 rooms. That's it. I'm tired of walking up steps. Fucking hate it. I hate it. I need an escalator where I live at and an elevator. Yeah. Being legally blind, there's certain things I want and need. That's the first thing. I'm hiring a driver, a former FBI agent. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I want a driver at all times. At all times, without paying for it. You know how many places I would like to go, but it costs too much to go there. Damn. Costs too much. All right. What a past couple of weeks in sports we've had, guys. We can get political. We can get ethical. We can get to the point. We can say who's to blame. But if we break it down to its purest point, what are we trying to say about Alabama football? What are we trying to say about college football? So let's be real. There are probably maybe 15 to 20 teams that can actually say at the beginning of the season, we're going to fight and play for the national championship. I didn't make the rules, but just look at college football. What's it, 125 schools? Out of that 125, maybe 15 to 25 or 20 to 20, no more than 25 can actually say, we're going to play for the national championship, and it actually makes sense. But when you have two losses, it's out the window. So now the goal is gone. The goal is gone. How do you keep the task at hand? How do you do that? How do you do that? Okay, the goal is to win the national championship. We have two losses now. What's the task now? Everything has changed. Everything has changed. We learned this from Bosa when he played at The Ohio State. When they were out of the bowl consideration, what did he do, kids? He didn't play in that bowl game. It didn't mean shit. It's going to be interesting to see how Alabama finish the season out. I want to see how these players are going to play. I want to see what Coach Saban's going to do. Is this the exit out strategy in the next 2 years for Coach Nick Saban? I'm asking for a friend. As an SEC fan, when you have two losses, how do you continue to push the message on? Let's go. I'm going to break it down to softball terms because you know how I talk to you guys. I talk in softball terms. You done 2 and Q'd all year in softball terms, and your coach said, we're going to the world. For what? We haven't won one game in a tournament all year. We've played 2 games in every tournament. We've played in 15 tournaments all year, coach. Why are we going out of town? Then you get to the world, you win 5 games. You see what that does? What they call it? Perpetual motion of what? Of what? Perpetual motion of competitive behavior. I want to see what Nick Saban's going to do. This is what coaching owns its points at right now to me. This is where it's at right now. I never thought I would say this before, but I'm very interested to see. So now that the goal is out of the way, how do you keep the task going? Do you show them the movie Remember the Titans? Strong side. Do you show them the movie We Are Marshall? We are Marshall. What do? Maybe you go old school. You show them the movie Robin Williams and Kurt Russell, The Best of Times. Give me my white shoes. What do? How do you keep it going? That's a tough task to me, man. But on this way back Wednesday of the show, I have to talk about that. And on this way back Wednesday edition, we got to think back when we were 10 and 12 years old, trying to figure out how we felt about education, how we felt about ourselves, how we felt about playing sports, and when it came to girls and boys, how did we feel? Now, let's fast forward. You either have a child that's 10 or 12, late bloomers, or you have a grandchild that's 20 or 12. You put out early, didn't you? Either way, you got to have that talk. Which one is the importance right now? Teen pregnancy was on the rise when I was in high school. You had to wear full body condoms back then. Boy, you better not come in this house with no baby. Those were the words. That's how I explained sex ed to you back in the day. You better not come in here pregnant, girl. Some people listen, some did. 14th and Shoto. I do not remember her name, but we grew up around a young lady that was 12 years old that had a kid. The message has changed. So now there's social media, there's mental health awareness. Sports is taking a different world. Financial responsibility is more of a early topic than it is at school. It's more important at home. The two-parent home now is not like it was in the 80s and 90s. People are coming together now. We got to raise this little fucker the right way. All that has changed. But what is the emphasis of the conversation if you have a crumb snatcher right now? You have a 10 to 12 year. What are we talking about? What is the talk with your child when it comes to sports? You have a 10 to 12 year right now. What's the talk? You have a 10 to 12 year that's always on this thing. What's the talk? What's the conversation? You have a 10 to 12 year that's really smart in school. What's the talk? You have the 10 and 12 year that spends allowance the same day. What's the talk? Are you having that conversation? Have you talked about how that kid got here? What would you say back in the day? Oochie coochie. When the last time you heard that word? Y'all in there doing the oochie coochie. But you gotta have the talk. If you're not gonna do it, that child is gonna hear that talk or conversation from somewhere else. Are you trusting that voice? Are you trusting that person, that individual, the people there around to get the message across that you need to get across to your child? Talk to me now. Huh? What we doing? I'm reading the news. I'm looking at the articles. I see little fuckers walking down the street. I see they're wearing their belts now. People pulling their pants up. Other than the people that age of 28 to 35, got to talk to y'all. 28 to 35, you still sagging. Make it make sense, Dre. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't do it. But I want to know what's this conversation. I think financial responsibility and social media are key components because you got 5-year-olds that have iPhones. I know somebody 40 years old with a smartphone and a smart TV and a smart car that can't find Church's Chicken for shit. Make it make sense, Dre. I can't. I can't. Always need directions. Who let you out of the house? Who let you buy that device? If you work at a cell phone store and you sell somebody a smartphone and you know they should not have a smartphone, you should be fired. Yeah, you should be fired. If you're over 50 and don't know how to send an email or FaceTime or utilize your smart TV, I blame your kids and your upbringing. Yeah. It's time to put the responsibility on what started at home. Home. Let's bring back cursive writing. Bring back cursive writing. Let's do that. But again, what's the talk in your house when it comes to these kids? What's going on? I saw an amazing video on Sunday morning. I applaud you parents that support your kids and their coaches on Sunday playing Little League football. At my high school, shout out to Sumner High School, they had a 6 and under football Super Bowl on Sunday morning. It was like 8,000 people there. 6 and under? It's dedication. It's dedication. I mean, I say this all the time. I don't know what's in this blood of mine, but it's just different. It's just, I just ain't no way in hell. No. When I grew up, Little League football was played on one day, kids, Saturday. When they start playing football games on Sundays for kids, I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss for words that football games for kids on Sundays. In the month of November? That's dedication. But I cannot believe that many people showed up for a little kid Super Bowl 6 and under football. First of all, I need to see birth certificate to fire those kids. That one boy looked 10. That boy looked 10. Ain't no way no 6-year-old got hips and ass like that. That boy 10. 10. Is there illegal recruiting in Little League football still? Or the parents still sleep with the coach to give their kids what? Oh, man. Kids sports, youth sports have changed from the county to the city. Parents are doing outrageous shit for their kid to get some time to play. If their kids only knew what the parents were doing. You did what to coach, Mom? I tell you, there's no greater joy I get in the morning than watching the TVs and watching people yell at each other about sports. It is funny. It is, and you have to be caught up on today's genre to get most of the shade they throw. They'll throw a little anecdote about something that's not even pertaining to the show or topic. But if you know that person and know the story and scenario, it's even more hilarious. It is. There's so much shade going on right now. The incident with Jeff Saturday getting the coaching job at Naptown, the Buffalo Bills quarterback with that URL fracture because this bone here bent. This here, it snapped back, and I think they should sit Josh for 2 weeks. Aaron Rodgers should sit down, put the young boy in. Here we go. Breaking news. Jacques Vaughn. I don't like KU, but what Jacques Vaughn did in college, I respect that. And I met him my short time living in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I like Jacques Vaughn outside of the fact that he went to KU. Speaking of college basketball, SLU, Mizzou, and Illinois look good. I know it's game one. I know my Lady Tennessee Vols lost an opener, an upset. If you're a gambling person in college basketball, I think this is the first 2 weeks to do it. Just make some crazy outlandish bets. There's a game on an aircraft carrier. Go Navy. Veterans Day coming up Friday. What we doing? What we eating at, Dre? What we eating at Friday? I don't know. We doing breakfast, lunch, dinner somewhere. We cocktailing early somewhere. We getting it in. We may try to wear our Navy uniform. Dre, you know you're 52. You know the last time you wore your Navy uniform, you were 23 years old. Oh my God, that'd be a video. That would break the internet if I try to get in a uniform I haven't worn in 29 years, kids. It's been that long? No, I was 27. So that would be 25 years ago. That's still a long time. Still a long time. Guys, kids, boys and girls, and children of all ages. Jacques Vaughn got the job. Congratulations to Jacques Vaughn. Jacques Vaughn. All right. Set the new standard for coaching in the NBA. Don't sleep with nobody that's on ownership committee wife. Put that across the board. And why is it that in the NBA, if there's a female doctor, why is the door being closed? I have so many questions about what's going on in the locker room of the NBA and the front office of the NBA in the NFL that nobody wants to talk about. I can't wait till that whistleblower comes to life for the Washington Commanders. Interesting things about to come out about the NFL. We might like it. We may not like it. We may divulge into it. We may even talk about it. But either way, it's put up there, guys. It's Wednesday. I had tacos last night at for my man Dave. Dave got them tacos on Tuesdays, real talk. As we all know, Friendlies is a sponsor of the show here in South City, 3503 Roger Place. Ken, the manager, decided to play me in pool yesterday after I beat Maggie in a break and I hit the 8 ball in. I didn't get one shot. And when he cleared the table, he just walked off. I didn't get one shot. One shot. He cleared the damn table. I need my get back, Ken. I need my get back. I need my get back. That needs to happen. Welcome back, counselor. Counselor's back, guys. The counselor is back. He is back off a ill-advised, almost attempted kidnapping. You ever have somebody telling you a story, but you're not paying attention? They say something like, "What? You almost got kidnapped." It's not funny, but it's funny the way he said it. It's funny the way he said it. It's hilarious. It is one of the most funniest opening statements I've ever heard in a person trying to relay a conversation about their vacation and their endeavors while they were out and about with the people, by the people, and for the people. But man, oh man, oh man. Before we get into the holiday season, what's happened to layaways? I miss the days of layaway. I mean, it helped you extend the love. It helped you get everything you needed. It helped you do the list the right way. Who fucked up the layaway? Who did this? I want to know why we can't have layaway. I mean, you can pay in all forms of currency now. There's all kind of ways to be paying for the layaway. What is the issue? Is it storage? Is it a lack of employees? Everybody needs somebody to do something. Let's hire the people just to control the layaway. Bring back layaway. I need that shit. I mean, especially for electronics. Come on. What if the people that don't want to put on a charge card? Can I put something on it? What's the big deal? What is the big issue and ordeal? I know I posted on my page yesterday 12 people that still have layaway, but is it still the same layaway as it was 20 years ago? Layaway was that deal. Bring back layaway. All right. All right. I figured out something. Cop shows back in the day, they showed us the crime, the perk getting in trouble, going to jail, the show was off. Or we knew the crime, now they got to investigate, find the perp, they go to jail. Then it went to us seeing the perp commit the crime, now they got to prove it. They prove it, there's a decision, then it goes off. Cop shows now, oh my God. They're showing us what goes on behind the scenes between the police chief, the mayor, the DA, the person that speaks for the city of the people. We're seeing how the manipulation begins. They shouldn't show us shit like that. Because depending on what city you live in, you're thinking that same shit goes on in your city. Just watch The Wire, the first season. That's a true story. What happened in Baltimore is an absolute true story. They manipulated the funds to rebuild the city and give two fucks about the crime. They made a show about that. So look at all these cop shows right now. Look at what they showing us. We barely see the crime. We see more about the political shenanigans going on between the police, city hall, the mayor's office, and the governor, and the one person who speaks for the people of the city or the community. What happened? What happened? We barely see a crime now in cop shows. We barely see a crime. That's why I continue to watch Family Guy. I'm about to get into South Park, and we know how I feel about The Simpsons. But Peter is the man. In the words of Michael on The Office, how do you tell somebody that you love and care about? I told you so. You guys have a great day. And more importantly, appreciate the details of the day for sure. Just do that for sure. Appreciate them any way you can, any way you know how. It should be done. It should be done. Get out there and play your trombone, your trumpet, your tuba. Veterans Day Friday. What you doing? I know what I'm doing. I'm kicking it with the people, of the people, by the people, and for the people. More importantly, kids, thank you again for tuning in to Montez at Midday. And I'm your host, Dre Montez. Until next time, thank you again, our title sponsor, St. Louis Organics. 8088 Watson Road. Until next time, kids. Peace.